Bluey's world looks cheerful, but watch closely and you'll spot unsettling clues, family mysteries, and Easter eggs hiding in plain sight. 1. Grandpa Bob may be divorced. Grandpa Bob is one of the strangest mysteries in Bluey. He pops up in flashbacks and a quick video call, then vanishes without explanation. Many thought he had passed away, but the creator confirmed he is alive. So why is he absent from family holidays and big gatherings? The most unsettling answer is divorce. Maybe Bob and Nana split, and he now spends Christmas with a new partner. The idea of a broken marriage quietly hanging over the Healer family makes his disappearance feel darker than simple forgetfulness. 2. Fur that works like pockets. Some details in Bluey are funny, but this one is just strange. In the Ragdoll episode, Bandit picks up a $10 note and casually tucks it into his side as if he has invisible pockets. Later, Chili does the same thing with her phone, and Frisky even pulls Rad's car keys straight from his fur. None of these dogs wear clothes, yet they all act like their fur doubles as storage space. It is either cartoon logic or proof that the Healers are hiding something we're not meant to understand. 3. Bandit and Wendy's strange connection. Wendy has been around the Healer family for years, but something about her interactions with Bandit feels unsettling. At first, she avoids the Healers and barely says hello, but later she's suddenly helping Bandit into her car during the Ragdoll episode. His reaction? Suspiciously relaxed, maybe even enjoying the closeness a little too much. Add to that the unforgettable moment when Wendy saw Bandit rubbing his behind on her window, and the picture gets darker. Is this just awkward comedy? Or a quiet secret hiding in plain sight? 4. Muffin's wild behavior exposes weak parenting. Muffin is hilarious, but she's also a walking disaster. She demands special treatment, refuses to hand over phones, and throws full tantrums over outfits. Her parents, Stripe and Trixie, often stand by looking helpless instead of setting limits. It might be cute now, but it shows a bigger problem. If Muffin keeps running the house, she could struggle with friends and respect later. What looks like comic chaos may actually be poor parenting on display, with Muffin paying the price as she grows up. 5. Chili and Stripe's awkward kiss. There's a moment in Season 2 that still raises eyebrows. Chili greets Stripe, her brother-in-law, and the animation makes it look like she plants a kiss right on his lips. For a second, everything feels wrong. A married mom kissing her husband's brother? It's wild, and the coffee chat that follows only makes it seem more suspicious. Later, viewers realized it was just a cheek kiss gone badly staged. Still, that tiny slip of animation gave life to one of the strangest rumors in the entire show. 6. Trouble between Stripe and Trixie. At Rad and Frisky's wedding, all eyes should be on the happy couple, but Stripe and Trixie managed to steal attention in the worst way. Stripe starts acting louder and more aggressive as the night goes on, while Trixie looks more and more annoyed. Then comes the unsettling detail. Socks plays with the cake toppers, making them argue like her parents. That feels too real to ignore. Maybe it was just a small fight at a wedding, or maybe it hinted at cracks in their marriage. 7. Stripe pretends to roll up sleeves. There's a bizarre moment in Stumpfest that makes no sense. Stripe and Pat are chatting, and Stripe casually gestures like he's rolling up his sleeves. The problem is obvious. He isn't wearing any clothes. Why would an animated dog mimic an action tied to human clothing? It feels like the animators wanted to sneak in a joke about work and masculinity, but instead, it turns Bandit into a strange mystery. It's either a weird habit or proof that the Healers sometimes forget they're not human. 8. Judo's meanness may come from family trouble. In Butterflies, Judo convinces Bluey to leave Bingo behind, showing a level of coldness that feels extreme for a kid. She mocks Bingo, ignores her feelings, and only shows guilt when Bluey points it out. Why is she so harsh? One theory is hidden pain. Judo's parents are divorced, and her dad has another family with a younger child. Seeing Bingo could remind her of that sibling, stirring resentment she cannot control. What looks like simple playground cruelty might actually be Judo's way of coping with her fractured home life. 9. Rusty's family lives with less. Rusty is brave, sporty, and one of the most lovable kids in the show, but his home life quietly reveals something different. Unlike Bluey, Mackenzie, or Chloe, his house is smaller and worth far less. His dad serves in the army, his mom is raising 3 kids, and money seems tighter than in other families. It never defines him, but the contrast is clear. Rusty shines as a leader and a fighter, yet behind the laughs, his family lives with fewer comforts than the rest. 10. Brandy's pain mirrors. Real dog struggles. When Brandy visits in onesies, her sadness is impossible to ignore. She wants children but cannot have them, and the silence between her and Chili says it all. What makes this detail even heavier is that it connects to real-life dog genetics. Red heelers, like Brandy, are known to face fertility problems. The writers used that real trait and turned it into a heartbreaking storyline. It's one of the darkest truths in Bluey. Brandy's empty arms aren't random. They reflect a real struggle written into her very breed. 11. Grandad Mort hid a hero's past. Most people see Grandad Mort as a grumpy old man who avoids taking care of himself, but one tiny detail changes everything. In the healer home, beside his armchair, there's a Victoria Cross medal. That isn't just any decoration, it's the highest honor a soldier can receive, awarded only for extreme bravery in battle. Suddenly, Mort's stubborn ways look different. He isn't just difficult, he's a man shaped by war and sacrifice. Beneath the jokes about aging lies the truth. Bluey's granddad is secretly a decorated hero. 12. Cornelius might be a movie star. Winton's dad, Cornelius, usually looks like an ordinary single parent trying to keep things together, but one scene hints at something bigger. In movies, there's a poster on the wall showing the star of the film. The strange part is that the character looks exactly like Cornelius, just with a mustache. The resemblance is impossible to miss. Could Winton's dad secretly be a famous actor in the Bluey world, living a double life between parenting and stardom? It's bizarre, but the clues are sitting right there on screen. 13. Cornelius finds love in the background. Cornelius, Winton's dad, seems unlucky at first. In several episodes, he's spotted eating alone or wandering with a sad look, almost forgotten by the story. But if you watch closely, his life quietly shifts. In Quiet Game, he appears on what looks like a date. Later, he shows up with Terrier's mom, and suddenly, it all makes sense. The show hid his romance in the background, piece by piece. What looks like random cameos actually tells a love story, quietly unfolding while everyone else was watching Bluey's adventures. 14. The $5 bill that refuses to disappear? One of the strangest running details in Bluey is the journey of a single $5 bill. It starts in markets when Bluey finally spends her money on a candy apple. From there, the bill passes from Cornelius to Winton, then to a sausage vendor, before ending up with the street busker. That should be the end, but it keeps showing up. In dance mode, the same bill is on the busker's hat, and later in Quiet Game, he spends it on ice cream. It's just money, yet it's treated like a character. 15. Jeremy was damaged long before. Jeremy the garden gnome has become a silent victim in the healer yard, and his story is darker than it seems. In the sign, Frisky kicks him during a heated phone call, leaving a crack on his head. But look closer. He was already broken before that moment. Back in Backpackers, Jeremy falls to the ground and a piece of his ceramic hat flies off. Later, Chili must have glued him together, but the scars remain visible. Poor Jeremy has been suffering in silence for seasons, long before Frisky's brutal kick. 16. Bandit once lived a sports dream. Bandit might seem like a tired dad now, but the walls of the healer house reveal another story. In Dad Robot, a trophy marked with the number 1 sits beside a rugby ball, hinting at his glory days on the field. Add in his daydreams of playing with old teammates, and the picture is clear. Bandit wasn't just sporty, he was a star. The funny part is how quickly that past faded. Now his toughest match is surviving 2 kids who treat him like a full-time jungle gym. 17. Chili had her own winning days. Bandit isn't the only one with trophies hiding in the house. In one hallway photo, Chili proudly holds up a first-place cup, and it isn't random decoration. She once played field hockey, a sport she still mentions with quiet fondness. That little glimpse shows a side of her life before kids, when competition and victory were part of her story. These days, she spends more time breaking up squabbles between Bluey and Bingo, but the photo proves she was once just as fierce as any athlete on the field. 18. Brisbane exists inside Bluey's world. Bluey's city isn't just a cartoon backdrop, it's a mirror of real Brisbane. In the sign, a roadside electrical box is painted with murals of Bluey and Bingo, copied straight from an actual box on Stafford Road. The skyline also keeps changing across seasons, adding new towers, just like the real city. By the time we reach the sign, futuristic drones buzz above skyscrapers, showing how much time has passed. The creators quietly turned Brisbane into a living character, hiding real landmarks in plain sight. 19. Cats and cows exist but not as friends. Most of the time, Bluey's world looks like a paradise of talking dogs, but a few details twist that image. In Tradies, a cave painting shows ancient dogs holding up a hunted cat like a trophy, suggesting cats once existed, but only as prey. Then in Kids, milk cartons on the supermarket shelf display an udder symbol, proving cows exist too, though apparently only for farming. The cheerful surface hides a darker truth. In this universe, some animals walk, talk, and play, while others are doomed to be food or enemies. 20. Bedroom photos quietly shift. Bluey and Bingo's room looks ordinary, but the photos on the wall tell a stranger story. In Fruit Bat, one snapshot shows Bluey winking with her tongue sticking out while hugging Bingo. Later episodes reveal the exact same picture, except Bluey is no longer winking or sticking out her tongue. It's a subtle but deliberate change, almost like the photo updated itself. These quiet edits suggest the Healer house isn't frozen in time. Even their bedroom walls are alive, quietly reflecting the girl's growth when no one is watching. 21. Mackenzie's mom, quietly transformed. If you look back at early season 1, Mackenzie's mom has a simple design with a brown patch only on one side of her face. By later seasons, her look changes. Now she has spots on both sides, smoother shading, and sharper outlines. It's a tiny shift that most people miss, but it shows how the animators kept refining the world. The strange part is how it feels like no one in the show notices. Mackenzie's mom just quietly transforms, as if reality itself is being rewritten around her. 22. Snickers almost never removes his hat. Snickers is easy to spot with his floppy ears and bright yellow cap, but that cap is more permanent than it looks. Across the entire series, he takes it off only twice. In Explorers, it flies away while he rolls down a hill, leaving him briefly bareheaded. The second time is in K9 News, when he removes it to look serious while hosting his pretend broadcast. That's it. Every other moment, the cap stays on, making it feel less like clothing and more like part of his identity. 23. Socks quietly grew up on screen. Socks starts the series crawling on all fours, howling and biting like a real puppy. She even has dark stripes around her feet that look like little socks, which is how she got her name. But as the episodes roll on, things change. Socks slowly shifts to walking on two legs, just like the older kids, and those stripes completely vanish. It's such a subtle transition that many people miss it. What looks like a simple design tweak is actually Socks growing up right in front of us. 24. The blue butterfly marks new beginnings. Butterflies flutter through Bluey more often than you'd expect, and they always seem to show up at life-changing moments. In Daddy Drop-Off, Bingo and Lila rescue a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly, symbolizing the start of their friendship. Later, the same blue butterfly appears in the sign, right as Chili helps Frisky prepare for her wedding with Rad. Even Coco wears a butterfly-shaped hair clip. These details aren't random. The butterfly quietly represents transformation, fresh starts, and the big changes hiding beneath everyday play. 25. The fridge tells the family story. The Healer family fridge is more than a place for snacks. It works like a living scrapbook, quietly recording the show's entire history. In Perfect, the fridge is covered with drawings that reference past episodes. Muffin, with her angry face, the duck cake from Bingo's birthday, and even Rad and Frisky holding hands with hearts above them. These aren't random doodles. They are memories of earlier moments, stuck where the family sees them every day. The fridge proves nothing in Bluey disappears. Every story leaves its mark on the Healer home. 26. The long dog isn't just random. Everyone knows the long dog shows up in every episode, but sometimes it does more than just hide in the background. In Duck Cake, it's perched on a shelf holding a whisk covered in icing, matching Bandit's chaotic attempt to bake. In Onesies, the long dog is dressed like a cheetah, echoing Bingo's costume. Even in Dirt, it appears with long hair while Wendy trims judos. These clever touches prove the Easter egg isn't always meaningless decoration. Sometimes, the long dog is in on the story itself. 27. Bluey's middle name hides a tribute. In Family Meeting, we hear Bluey's full name for the first time, Bluey Christine Healer. At first it sounds ordinary, but it carries a hidden weight. Christine is actually the real name of Grandma Nana, Bandit's mom. That means Bluey's middle name is a direct tribute to her grandmother. It's a small detail, but it reveals how much the family values connection across generations. Behind the playful chaos of the Healer home, there are quiet acts of love, etched even into the names the kids carry. And that's the end of our list, but not the end of the mysteries hiding in Bluey. Every rewatch uncovers something new. But tell me this, do you think we've only scratched the surface, or is there a shocking truth still waiting to be found? Comment your answer and subscribe so you're here when we find it.